Hi, I'm Jen Smith. Welcome to Launch Your Rocket. This is weekly wisdom where real wisdom meets real life. In today's episode, we're going to ask ourselves, am I an idol worshiper? Stay with me because I know you don't see yourself there yet, but you might be without even realizing it. You know, when I was younger, I thought idols were like a golden statue with people standing around it, worshiping it. I pictured something out of Indiana Jones, people like bowing down to a golden calf because that was in the Bible. But then I grew up and I realized that idols are everywhere, and it's not a statue, it's anything that takes up room in your heart and you put complete value in it more than you do God. And the crazy part is we don't even realize that we're worshiping idols. So what is your stronghold? You know, Exodus says you shall have no other gods before me. So what is more important to you than God? I'd say just open up your bank account and you could tell what you worship. Anyway, idols aren't always bad things. They're just things that become too important. You know, maybe it's your career. Other times it's your phone or your children's sports or social media. There's different seasons for different idols. So what's the one thing you could not go 1 week without? Maybe that's your idol. And when you discover it, what do you do next? You try stepping away from something you love for just 1 week and you see what happens. But again, idols do change in every season. But it's so important. Matthew says, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. That's why idols are so important. What this means is idols aren't always obvious. They shift based on where your focus is. Maybe it's exercise. Again, it doesn't mean they're bad. It's just something that becomes an obsession. Maybe it's making money, news, some favorite guilty pleasure. You know, I was idolizing Twitter during the election. I told my husband, we have to take all our money out of the stock market. He was like, I think you found your idol. I got rid of Twitter. You see what I mean? What do you do next? You be intentional. You ask yourself, am I trusting this and putting more value in this than I am spending time with God? And then what happens when you step away? Well, the good book says, do not conform to the patterns of the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's Romans 12:2. What this means is when we fast from distractions, we see so clearly. We take breaks from shopping and sports and TV and news and whatever it is that's taking your attention, and we watch what happens. Idols steal your peace. God gives it back. So what do you do next? Pick the one thing you think you can't live without and take a break from it for a week. What's running your life? We don't like to call them idols, but anything that controls your emotions, your time, or decisions more than God is an idol. Listen, your phone's not bad, but if you can't put it down, it might be an idol. We're all guilty. Exercise is great, but if missing a workout ruins your day, it's an idol. Success is wonderful. There's nothing wrong with it. It's amazing. But if it's where you get your worth, maybe it's an idol. So what's running your life right now? And what happens if you step away? Stay alert. Stay intentional. And I want to leave you with this. Why does it matter? Because God is your source of everything that you're using those idols to fill. God is the only thing that can fill what you're using the worldly things, the other things to fill. God is your source. All right. So are you an idol worshiper? Just some food for thought. That's it for today's The Little Nugget every Saturday and Sunday. If you found this helped you or could help somebody else, please subscribe and share. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at Launch Your Rocket. You can also find me at launchyourrocket.com where you can join my community. I'm just so grateful that you're here. See you next weekend. If you want a little more, I also do a show every Thursday, Truth Behind the Trend, where I challenge some self-help gurus. And I also do an Elevate 4 times a week, just how to elevate your life and live the life of fire and abundance that God is calling us to live. Thanks for joining me.